The Toronto Police Service is doing a number of things to improve trust with the 2S LGBTQ+ communities. We are committed to implementing every single aspect of Justice Epstein's report. We have listened to our community when they requested an additional liaison officer for the 2S LGBTQ+ communities, and we've assigned Constable Taylor to that role. On May 17th, on the International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia, and Transphobia, I stood with the command and the members of the Toronto Police Service, and we raised the Progress Pride flag over headquarters. On June 1st, across the Toronto Police Service, including at our Toronto Police College, we raised the Progress Pride flag where it will fly until the end of June. And I'm incredibly excited that on June 22nd, we will be hosting the Toronto Police Chief and Board Pride reception at the Metropolitan Community Church after an absence in the community of over 10 years. It's an incredible opportunity for us to come together with the community and celebrate Pride Month in the city of Toronto.
The service has done a lot of things, and obviously some of them are responsive and some of them are proactive. So some of the responsive things obviously is to engage with the community as we continue to implement all of the report from Justice Epstein, which is very, very large and substantive. And in addition to that, continuing the work of the GDTI, we call it Gender Trans Diversity Inclusion Project, which is looking at all of our procedures and all of the ways in which we engage with the community, particularly the trans community, obviously. And so we hear from the community very frequently through those programs. And then of course, we instituted a number of years ago here, neighborhood community officers specifically for the Church Wellesley Village, where we have a very large population of people from the community and where a lot of people come to socialize and to also receive services in this area that are specific to the 2S LGBTQ community. And so those officers are very engaged with the community. I supervise them, so I can tell you that program has worked wonders for us in terms of our ability to hear what the community's concerns are, both from a public safety standpoint and also just from the standpoint of building trust. I'm happy to say I know that the chief actually understands that. And nothing pleases me more than having been able to be in this area with the chief, walking up and down the street, talking to people that we meet, and also key stakeholders from the community here that he wants to engage with and wants to hear from so that he can better understand what the concerns from the community are that he can try and help deal with through all the resources that he has at his disposal.
In the Church Wellesley Village, where our neighborhood community officers regularly on a daily basis engage with our communities, is invaluable in our goal to repair the trust and confidence the communities have in the Toronto Police Service, and specifically as it relates to the 2S LGBTQ+ communities. And with the newly promoted inspectors, it was a great opportunity for me to come into the Church Wellesley Village with the inspectors and listen firsthand to our community about how they experience living in the community, and importantly, how the community has experienced life with the Toronto Police. And some of those occurrences have not always been positive, and it's important for us to learn from those experiences and do everything we can to work with our communities to better understand their lived experiences, and do everything we can to prepare our leaders to serve our communities in the most impactful way to have the best possible outcomes in our communities.
I never thought that I'd be here standing as the liaison and sort of working so closely in the community, but I will say it's been one of the highlights of my career for sure. I've seen such huge need, people with such all kinds of different paths, some positive, some not so positive, and just getting a chance to come and work with them has been very meaningful, and we see the change, the daily change happening in the community. Sometimes, I have to pinch myself to remind that it's real. It feels like we've really come to a really good place. Chief Demkiw is just been wonderful and so supportive to us, and it has meant the world.
During the month of June, I'd ask everybody to keep your eyes peeled for a Toronto Police vehicle wrapped in the Progress Pride flag. We wrapped a Toronto Police vehicle this month in celebration of Pride, and you will see it not only this month, but every month of every year going forward. And we wish everybody an incredibly joyous and happy Pride and encourage everyone to come out and celebrate.